Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today I'm starting a new weekly reading vlog. I am a little bit heavy chested, I've got to be honest. I don't know if I'm at the peak of my cold or what, but I am struggling. I told my manager today that I'm not very well, because I'm not. I do feel like death warmed up. And he has told me that I can't go near the office because I can't go spreading this, which is fine. I don't feel like right this second I don't feel awful, but you know how like it comes in waves? We're currently at like the top of the wave. I'm waiting to crash back down. My chest is really heavy, feeling very bunged up, but it is the last full week of Magical Readathon and I have not completed anything. Here are the books that I put on my TBR, and I'm going to tell you where I'm at, and we're going to try and read them this week while I have no commute time because I'm banned from the office. So first up we've got Evocation, which is for my demonology course, a book that you have not paid for. This is an ARC. I need to read this because this comes out at the end of May, I want to say. Is it the end of May? It's definitely May. Next 28th of May. It's right there on the back. I'm 28 pages in. This shouldn't be too much of a tricky one to finish because it's not that long. So there's hope for me on this one. We've got three different perspectives in this that I've already experienced. We've got Reese and Moira, who are a married couple, and then you've got David, who is Reese's longest friend. There's going to be some polyamory in there, haven't got to that point yet. The point that we've got to in this book is that there is something that happened a year ago that made David and Reese fall out, and Moira is very annoyed at David also, and he has literally just come back to try and like say sorry, but it seems like he's doing it for his own game. Gotta be honest. So not quite sure how I feel about that. We've also had it literally announced like earlier this week. It's Monday, late last week I think, that there's going to be a prequel to this, which I have already signed myself up for. So I need to know that I'm enjoying this in order to read that. Then we've got the Bone Ships. I can't remember what the prompt is for this, but it was I can't remember what course it was, but the prompt was to read a book written by an author that blurbed your last 5 stars. So Assassin's Blade was my last, when I filmed this, Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas was my last 5 stars. My copy has no blurbs on it. So the 5-star before that was The Justice of Kings, blurbed by RJ Barker. So we have got the Bone Ships. I am on chapter 3. I'm 20 pages in. What have I been doing all month? I have no idea. I barely know anything about this. I've been introduced to a couple of characters so far. I've been told that bone ships are made out of literal bones of dragons. I believe it's dragons that they're made from. And our main character has just lost his boat to like this other pirate person, and all the people on his boat are like, they're basically sentenced to die, so they work on this boat until they die, I think. But like I said, I'm 3 chapters in, so I don't know much about that one. Now this one is a positive one, right? Because I have 3 hours left of this book. Where is... oh, I'm really far in. I'm on this chapter, which is 84, but I'm a little bit of a ways in to this chapter somewhere. I don't think I'm that far off the end of this chapter, which is over 600 pages, almost 700 pages into this book, which is amazing. I'm loving this book so much. Like, I have not had an audiobook grip me so completely in so long, to the point where I kind of wish that I had read it physically, but I'm also glad that I haven't, because this is a chunky book. This is a very, very chunky book. I can't wait to see how this ends, because I feel like it could be 5-star territory. I have to be completely honest. Again, we've got so many different points of view in this story, with our main one being Aaron, who is written about on the back of the book. Everything kicks off when Aaron's dad is murdered, because, well, he's not murdered. Well, he is and he isn't. He's killed and accused of being a traitor, and Aaron and his friend Cade are thrown into a very horrible labour camp prison, and this man comes to rescue them, and Aaron finds out that everything he's ever known was a lie. And the way I read the blurb on the back of this book, I've said this before, is that it sounds as though Aaron is our chosen one, but he's actually not. Like, he is just a normal boy going along with the plot of someone else. Someone else has got this plan and all of these things, and, you know, it's really good to read a book about something, like, about a boy and so many other points of view, and watching them all grow. And at the start of the book he's really annoying, and then the further you get in, the more he grows and sees how privileged he was, and then he comes to realise that, so this, he's in, is it an Ossian, I think? It's something like that. And that's where he lives, and the Crodons have invaded, and he's been kind of raised as a Crodon, but he realises that they're actually the bad guys. Oh, it's so good, so good. Joins a rebel group. It's really, really good. This was for, I can't remember what the prompt was, but it's for a source of light. There are tiny little fires on top of here, and also this is for my buddy read with Kate, because we pulled the prompt initials match your initials, so Chris Wooding, I'm CW, so CW. And I'm loving this. Like, I have got Shadow Casket, which I think is the next one, already in my basket. I want to read it so bad. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself for finally getting this off my shelves. And then the final book, because I don't actually have a lore thing, there's been like a whole thing for lore which I have not kept up with at all. Apparently this month is not my reading month. I've read 2 books this month, and I've got so many to read. Final one is Gemina. This was oh no, I have one more that I haven't actually started. This was random numbers. I picked 6. Gemina fit 6. I am further in this book. I'm 60, so I'm closer to 100 pages than I am in most of the other books. In theory, I should be able to like read this quite quickly, because it is multimedia, mixed media, whatever. Not all the pages are like full blocks of text. And then the other book that I haven't even read yet, which was a colour pick, and I picked teal, is literally Grace of Kings, which is back there, hasn't moved, because I didn't want to travel with it. Now I'm now home, and I still am yet to pick it up. And that's the book for It's All About Fantasy as well, so I need to get a move on with that. So there are 5 books there that I need to read, plus I have a stop for Searching for Zen by Albert T. Franklin on behalf of Indie Book Tours this week on Wednesday. So I have today and tomorrow, and essentially Wednesday, but I want to have this finished today or tomorrow to read this book. It's only about 200 and something pages. It's literally just over 200 pages. It is about a boy essentially finding himself. He's given a power. Our main character is called Zendaria, and he is bestowed the gift of pretty much picking up anyone's talent. Like, that seems to be his gift. And at the very beginning, which is where I'm at, I'm on chapter 2, he doesn't really understand it, funnily enough. So we need to go through this with him as he finds his way and finds how he feels about this book. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to go and put my pyjamas on and read this now. But that's the start of this vlog. Can I read all these books this week? Probably not. But are we going to try? Heck yeah. And I'm probably going to feel even worse tomorrow. So I'll come back tomorrow and give you an update about how I'm feeling and how we're getting on with the reading thing. See you then. Hello everyone and happy Tuesday. I'm just going to point out, yes, I am in the same jumper, and I probably will be near enough all week, because this is going to be my sickness jumper. Although I'm feeling better today, I'm still not allowed in the office because I still am sniffly and I have a cough. It's not COVID, I've tested. It still feels like very heavy on my chest, which is not fun. I have a reading update, albeit it is not a rave review like I wish. However, it's just to let you know I have managed to finish Searching for Zen, and I'm going to give you an overview and I'm going to give you a trigger warning. But we're not going to do a full rant review because I don't think it's constructive. So I'm going to tell you about this book and the trigger warnings. Searching for Zen is basically following our main character, who takes on the name Zen. It's not the name he's born with, which I was not aware of. And he is blessed with these powers. And the premise of the book is that he needs to travel through the world, like just the world in general, and learn how to use his powers, needs to get stronger, and basically needs to form a little clique that will follow him around and make friends. Now, massive trigger warnings in this book for sexual assault, and it's not just a one-time thing. So if you want to read this book, please go into it with caution, because I was not prepared, and now I'm pretty, I'd like to say I'm a pretty unaffected person by trigger warnings, and I'm quite privileged to be able to say that. However, when certain things are done constantly, they will wear you down. So just please be aware of that going into this book. Yeah, just be aware of it. The thing for me, I thought, being as constructive as possible because I need to be, the premise of this book is good. The idea is great. I like the idea. I love a chosen one trope. I love that he is set on a path to learn about his powers. There is going to be a test that he has to pass. It's kind of like a live or die test, which is high stakes indeed. I like the people we meet. There are certain characteristics of both genders in this book that are kind of highlighted a lot, and not necessarily my thing, but it might be someone else's, that's fine. But I did like the friendships and the thought processes within this book. It can be a bit info dumpy in a way, like when we learn about Zen's powers, it's literally a guide who turns up to kind of drop all of this, and it's good because Zen is learning it, so we're learning it, but it seems as though this guide turns up to kind of just, like, if you take it out of context of a story and put it into a reader's perspective, it does kind of feel like the guide turns up when we will understandably be confused and just kind of drop that information for you so that you also know what the heck is going on. So I have got a book tour post for this going up tomorrow, which will include the blurb and the trigger warning. And then I do not think I will be carrying on if this is a series. It's not for me. The one thing I will say, like I said about the trigger warnings, usually I can be unfazed by these things. If it wasn't for a review, with the amount that it kept coming up, I would have DNF'd. But because it's for a review copy, I wanted to get a full picture of what was going on so I could tell you guys, and so I can, you know, have that knowledge going in. But yeah, this is not necessarily for me. I don't know who I would necessarily recommend this to either. But if you want to check out an indie author with the chosen one trope, you can find this on Goodreads and you can read everyone else's reviews as well and make your decision from there. We have had some fantastic posts. I will say that. This is a 5-day blog tour. 2 people have already gone about this book, one of which posted, I don't know what they posted on the first day. My brain does not go that far, but I definitely know today's post put up a Goodreads review, and they wrote a very, very good review of this book with their thoughts and feelings. So if you want to know that, then go and check that out. However, yeah, I'm just going to post the blurb and the trigger warnings, and that's all we're going to say about that. We're going to move on. So it is 9:15. Jack is out. I've obviously just finished that, and I need to read something else because I have that massive stack that I showed you yesterday. So I am spinning around in my chair. I have time to read one of these. I'm holding these awfully, and I'm very backlit, and I'm aware of this, and I'm very sorry, and hopefully tomorrow I'll talk to you when it's light outside. I'm not going to read The Ember Blade because I'm listening to that audibly, and I have a drive to do on Thursday, so I think I might save that. I've got 3 hours left of that, so that should get me through that. I don't know if my brain can comprehend the bone ships right now, so I think that's a no. So we're between Gemina and Evocation. Ow, I just attacked myself with that because of course I did. Do I want to read? Both of these have got romancy elements in it. Do I want to read that right now? I think I might stick with Gemina and get this done, I think, because it's mixed media, so I should be able to rattle through some of this before Jack comes home, and hopefully it will be good. I'm sure it will be. I really enjoyed the first one. I have heard mixed reviews though about this one, more so because we're not following the same couple as we are in the first book, Illumine, but I believe we follow them again in the next one. So I need to get through this and then read Obsidio, and then I will have actually finished another series. I currently have finished 1 series, and I could start, I'm going the wrong way, Grace of Kings, but I'm gonna try and withhold from starting anything new. I've got 4 books that I have started for this readathon. I'm going to finish them. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop blabbing. I'm going to go and read this, and tomorrow I will be back with a reading update, hopefully in the light, where I feel even better than I do today, and I don't go back downhill because I feel a headache coming on, which is never a good sign when I'm getting sick, or when I am sick, I should say, because I'm already sick. And hopefully I will have made a dent in this, because currently I am on page 60. And this is like a 600-page book. See you tomorrow. Hello everyone, and happy Wednesday. My days are all getting all mushed working from home every single day. I have book mail, and I'm going to show you what it is, because I'm excited for this pre-order, and I'm in a chaotic mood, so that could also mean we pick this up very soon. So let's have a look at what it is. And yes, the Waterstones is upside down, but I'm not fussed. I am collecting another cardboard pile. Oh dear. Oh my gosh, these edges. Ah, look at them. They're ombre. Oh my gosh. Do you know what? The Broken Binding did an edition of this, and I will say, of course, as always, it is stunning. However, man, Waterstones, you're up in your game, and I'm loving it. It's Dragon Rider by Taran Matharu. Oh my goodness, look at the edges. And I got a signature. Oh. Look at this map though. And oh my gosh, right, look at the map. But also, this book is orange. This is my colour. Orange is my absolute favourite colour. I love it. so much. So much. Got a bit of a mark on the top, but it's okay. Wow, look at that. We go all the way down to bright ass yellow. Oh my gosh. Right, so I do not know an awful lot about this book. I'm gonna put that out there. I've got no idea. I added this originally to my cart. I've got hiccups now. Honestly. New flavour of Monster. It's actually quite nice. Very, funnily enough, appley when it's called bad apple, but like green apple flavour. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know when you've had American sweets and they sell you things that are like Jolly Ranchers, green apple Jolly Ranchers, that is kind of what that tastes like. Anyways, the reason this became on my radar, not only is it because obviously it's called Dragon Rider and I love me a dragon, but it's actually because I saw everyone getting these really pretty arcs of this book and I wanted one. And I haven't made it in that respect yet, so obviously had to pre-order. I have pre-ordered this book twice. I cancelled my other pre-order because they did a normal edition, so I pre-ordered the normal edition, then they came out with the signed edition, so I had to get that one. So here we are. Right, this book says, Jay has spent his life forced to serve the cruel empire that killed his family and now rules his people. To grow ever more powerful, the emperor's young son is betrothed to Princess Erica of the Dansk Kingdom, an unconquerable realm where ancient beasts roam. The princess brings with her a priceless gift, dragons. Only Dansk royalty can bond with these magical beasts to draw on their power and strength until now. When the betrothal goes wrong, a bloody coup leads to chaos at court. Finally, Jay has a chance to escape. He flees with a fierce Dansk warrior, Frida, but not before stealing a dragon egg. To vanquish the Empire, he must do the impossible and bond with a dragon. Only then can he seize his destiny and seek his revenge. An epic new fantasy from New York Times bestselling author Taran Matharu, where dragons fly and empires fall. Pretty sure this author wrote the Magicians series, which I have currently got in my unhaul box. Nothing really against them, only that they're really young books. They're like middle grade books, and there's no mention of them in here either. And I have grown out of that, I would like to think. So that's really exciting. So I have this to add to my never-ending TBR pile. The back of this says, Jay perceived this dragon had sensed his fading light, his soul burning out. It had saved him by lending him its own bright light, deemed him worthy and shared its soul with him. He was bonded with this thing. Dun, dun, dun. Also just the colouring. I love this. I love the colouring of it. It's gonna look so pretty on my shelves. So there we go. There was my most recent piece of book mail, and I think it's the last thing I'm expecting this month. I think. It's definitely my last pre-order for this month. I'm trying to cut down. Is it working? Probably not, no. Because there was 3 this month. I have my locked library coming. Oh no, I have my locked library coming at some point, and then I do have my Illuma crate, which I just have waiting on the side for my locked library turns up, because I'll open them both together, because why not. So I've got that. In May I have got 2 books pre-ordered. I could pre-order more, but I'm not going to, because next month is when all of the new re-released hardbacks of the Bone Season books come out. So I've pre-ordered the Mime one, the Mime order. Checking my spreadsheet. And then there's is there 2 others? The Song Rising and Dawn, something. I think those are the only ones that are out so far. So then there's 2 more, but they're like 20 quid each. And then in June I've got 2, July I've got 1, August I've got 1, I've got none in September, which, like, go me. 1 in October and then 2 in November, both of which are paperbacks that have already come out. I know. 2 are paperbacks that have already come out, but one is The Dragons of Deepwood Fen, which I saw and I was like, I'm interested in this. But can I justify the hardback price right now? No. Am I going to read it straight away? No. Can I wait until November for it? Yes. So I'm waiting until November for that to come out in paperback. And then the other one is The Silverblood Promise, which I actually have an e-arc of, which I need to read because that comes out next month. But I just thought I might want a if I enjoy it. If not, then I can cancel it. But if I enjoy the book, then I can have it physically on my shelf as well to reread when the next book comes out, because it's a new series. I'm being chaotic today as well, and on my lunch break I didn't feel like reading. Actually, I've read a bit of Evocation today, and I'm on chapter 8, I'm on page 56, and I was like, yeah, do you know what, cool. And then it kind of got to lunchtime and I was like, And then I was just like wandering around my shelves. And this happened. 22 pages into Bloodmarked. This is not even the end of the first frickin' chapter. It's a long chapter. I forgot when I read Legendborn how long these chapters can be. Like, they can be so long, and the writing is look at that. It's so small, it's ridiculous. But I just kind of picked it up, and now I've added it to my currently reading pile, because I've read almost a full chapter. I read the prologue as well, but I've read almost a full chapter of it. Therefore, it equates to being on the currently reading list. So I've officially picked that up. Whether I will continue with this today, whether I'll pick anything else up today, I don't know. We're just gonna go with it. We really should be reading that stack of books. But instead I picked this up because I woke up and I chose chaos. Right, I have to go and get back to work, but I'll catch up with you later, and we'll go from there. And maybe I'll have some reading updates. I don't know. See you then. Hi, it's still Wednesday. I've started something else. My can is literally just in the frame of the shot, because of course, why not? We're embracing chaos today, massively. So not only did I read, like, you know, some pages of this, and then I started this, I also started this, which you can't tell what it is because I took the dust jacket off because it's a hardback, but the edges will give you a clue. And if you don't know what the edges are, this is Grace of Kings, which is the first book in this lovely Dandelion Dynasty quartet book series, which myself and Lisa are going to be reading for It's All About Fantasy. This is the first book. This is the book we're reading in April. We'll be doing the live show on Lisa's channel probably at the start of May, I'd love to say. And I just suddenly was like, why am I picking up books that aren't even on the TBR? Like, why is this being... Why am I attracted to this right now? Why do I want to read this? Is it because I really want to read about a dark academia? How did I just say that? A dark academia, however you want to say it, book with Arthurian woven... What? I'm babbling. I've just finished work. I haven't really spoken to anyone all day. Jack's gonna love me when he comes home. Do I really want to read a dark academia with the Arthurian legend kind of woven through it? Or am I just looking for something new? Some new book dopamine? Because sometimes in my little brain, I go through a phase of I need to finish things, and that's what makes and that's what's gonna make me happy. And sometimes it's let's just start freaking everything, and that's what's going to make me happy. And that is currently where I'm at. Let's start everything, something's going to make me happy. So I've started 2 new books today. I dread to think, and I haven't actually put Grace of Kings on my currently reading list. So let's add that to the currently reading list, and I'll tell you how many books I've currently got on my currently reading list. I need to do a video like putting myself on blast for this, because it's not good. These numbers of things are not good. I don't want the paperback edition with that cover, but I want the right cover because I'm being picky. No, these are all Kindle editions. Where is not the Kindle edition one? This book. Am I going to have the wrong cover? I think I'm going to have the wrong cover. Because that's paperback, and I'm not reading a paperback, I'm reading a Welcome to My Brain. I'm picking the editions. Oh my goodness. On Goodreads, and I'm doing this thing with my hands. Oh, I've had most of this can. Caffeine doesn't really affect me. But maybe it did today, I don't know. Usually I have no input from caffeine, because usually I'm like, well, I can have a caffeine nap. Doesn't wake me up, but it could also be the placebo effect, because I drank some of this before my meeting at 2 when I was knackered, and I had a small packet of Haribos, and now I can conquer the world at 5:30. That is the power that we need. Right, yeah, we'll just sod it. We're gonna have the wrong cover, but I think it's the right amount of hold. It might be the right amount of pages, or close enough. I think that's got more pages than mine does. Yeah, mine's 623. This is not that, but at least my spreadsheet is accurate. Right, so let's add this. So currently, apparently, on my oh, hang on, it's updating. I've got 23 books on my currently reading list. This is going to be book number 24. Sod it, let's go. We're currently reading it. Bang. Sorted. I love how my Bookmori, what is this called? What is this app called? Bookmori. Doesn't say that. It says I'm reading 16 books. Which I'm not. But I think Goodreads has the scanny function too. Can I do this upside down? Will you do that? No, we won't do that. Right, hang on, let me just be lazy, and instead of turning the sheet round, I'm gonna... Oh, for goodness sake. You're fine. You can find it. I believe in you. Barcode. Scan it. It's just dodgy. Oh my gosh. Maybe it just doesn't like it because it's... Oh god. Trying not to damage the precious thing. No, it doesn't like it. Doesn't like it at all. That's fine. We'll just search. Please hold caller, as my mother says to me all the time when we FaceTime. Grace of Kings. Something like that. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it's not a paperback, but that is close enough, and it's definitely not that. It's like 623 pages. 690 pages. Like, where's that going? It's all about fantasy. There. Cool. Save. Doing that. So yeah, apparently on my Bookmori I'm reading 16, on my Goodreads it's 24, and I can tell you where the disconnect is that on my Bookmori I'm able to pause things, and my Goodreads is like a more accurate representation of where my brain has been since the last time I soft DNF'd some books. So let's go and have a look at my currently reading, because I'm actually putting off going to cook food. So this goes back to Orphan Planet, which I started on the 9th of April 2023. So it's been a year since I started that book, and I haven't finished that. Then the next one on here is Fractal Noise, which I started on the 16th of May. And I've seen that. Obviously, it's on my shelves somewhere. But I've looked at that recently. Like, I don't think I have that much left of that to read. I can see it. We're gonna have a look. This is just a taste of what would be, so this, I was sent this as a review copy. I was so excited about this book. I am on page 63. Sometimes I hate my brain. Honestly, sometimes I seriously hate my brain. I'm gonna do a tidy up. Just gonna tidy up some stuff and get it off the shelf that I have just apparently dabbled in, we're gonna say. And honestly, I worry about my brain. And by tidy up, I tidied up one book, so I still have like 23 books on that shelf. I'm gonna go make sausage casserole and like make garlic butter, because my new obsession, not only is it, you know, starting new books to try and find happiness in things, because apparently that's what we're doing. I also have a newfound obsession with trying to make my own garlic bread and making things garlic bready. So the other day, and by the other day I mean literally yesterday, I made, so you can get fake Subway rolls at Aldi. They're called Metro rolls. My favourite ones are not the Italian ones. I quite like the cheese and herb knockoffs that they've got. They're quite nice, but they didn't have them when I went to Aldi, and I really wanted to make meatball subs because yesterday I suggested that we had a bigger lunch, and then Jack went out in the evening, so then when he came home we would have snacky things, which we did. We had the meatball subs for lunch, and then when he came home we had sausage rolls, chips and gyozas. Really weird mix of food, but emptying out random things from my freezer. Now I had the genius brainwave that I was going to make these meatball subs garlic cheesy garlic bread meatball subs. So you make the garlic butter, you crisp the rolls. I think that's where I went wrong. I don't think the rolls were crispy enough. Then you spread them with garlic butter, then you sprinkle them with cheese, then you toast it so that the cheese goes all melty, and then I put the meatballs with my homemade marinara sauce in the roll, and then you squish. I feel like it would have worked better with a different kind of bread, but I'm gonna recreate my cheesy garlic bread again on the remainder of the sub rolls because I need to eat them with my sausage casserole, because I feel like the plate just looks sad without something next to it. Again, could just be me being slightly psychotic. That is possible, but I also came up with the idea that, so I keep joking, I'm literally babbling because I've not spoken to anyone, so enjoy this also entrepreneurial Chelsea idea. For some reason, one of the many dreams that I have for myself, maybe it's like an alternate reality me, owns a food truck that goes to festivals. And one of the ideas that I had while I have sampled festival cuisine is a topped chips truck. I have seen a topped chips truck, but there are many variations of trucks. Like, you know, I dread to think how many like trucks there are out there that do like a take on Asian cuisine, Thai cuisine, burgers. There are so many burger trucks. I have had one amazing topped chip experience at a festival. Cost me like 11 quid, which is ridiculous. However, these chips were pretty great. They were like chips topped with breaded chicken and like spring onions and other things that I can't really remember. They were quite filling actually. And then you got to choose 2 sauces to go on top. So like buffalo sauce, they had like ranch, they had blue cheese something, they had another spice, it might have been chipotle mayo or something. Very cool, quirky flavours of things that I don't find in many food trucks in my festival experience. And they were the best top chips of my life. They were a lot of money for what they were, but they were great. So I actually, and I don't splurge on festival food very often. I try to make sure that when I work, because I work festivals, I don't, or I have in the past, I try not to splurge on festival food if I'm being catered for, because festival food is ridiculously expensive because you are trapped in a field and not many people go out of said field. So yeah, that was a great experience. And then I went, oh, I could do a top chip van, because they did other things. They did like, their thing was chicken. So they did other like chicken burgers and stuff. They didn't have a lot of choice, but I think that's the key to a good food truck, is you have like maybe 5 things on your menu, but you do them really well. So I had a top chip idea. And then recently, my most recent food truck idea is to make garlic bread things, or yeah, make garlic bread and then top it with things. So the idea would be, obviously, you would pay for garlic bread, right? That's your base. And then like your 3 other versions, and I'm giving away my entrepreneurial things, but I don't have money for a van, let alone making a van that is capable of catering things. But I think it would be safer, because I don't know if I would have things that would need to be deep fried, because the idea of having a deep fat fryer in a van terrifies the heck out of me. So I would want like I was gonna say like a toasting machine. I don't know what that's called. I've worked in catering, not well apparently, but you know, I've worked in catering. But I don't know if I would, you know, have garlic bread and then, I don't know, top it with meatballs. Maybe I could do that, or make my meatball sub idea. I'm perfecting. Will I ever own a food truck van at a festival? Probably not. But one of the many alternate versions of me has a food truck and tours festivals with it. And I think both of those ideas are great ideas, because you just buy like endless supply of cheese, chips, bread. My worry would be that the bread would go off. That would be my worry. And I feel like chips are easier to buy in bulk than bread is, because you'd want rolls. I have found the key to a good homemade garlic bread is a good baguette or roll. That would just take up so much room. Then you need a freezer for chips. Honestly, there's like a whole brain behind this. There's a lot of thinking that would come with this idea. So I'm aware of that. Hence why I will probably never buy a van to do this idea. But I have the idea. And I'm perfecting recipes as they go along. So, you know, maybe one day I'll have... One day you might see me at a festival near you with my food truck van of some description. Anyways, I'm gonna go make food and get a snack, because I am actually becoming hungry, and I've been talking for well over 10-15 minutes, so I need to go and do that. Then I need to carry on reading anything. I don't really care. Preferably something that's actually on the TBR, not my random detour into Arthurian clubs and societies. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I've given you a reading update though, so hey, look at me, I'm reading something, just not the right something. But anyways, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Hello, and happy Friday. I have got like half an hour until I finish for work, but then I need to get ready to go to Jack's gig. Which is why I kind of look like an egg, because I've just put my hair in a clip to be able to, you know, fix this. I just come on and give you a bit of an update as to where we're currently at with the books that we're currently reading. And yes, I mean books. So, I have not read any more of Bloodmarked. I have put that down to try and be a responsible reading adult. And it's semi-worked. So I am 50 pages now into The Grace of Kings. This seems really good. This does seem like classic fantasy. I say like seem like it's gonna change. It is classic fantasy. And by that I also mean it is kind of slow going. The first part, so it's kind of split into parts, but they're not numbered. They just kind of have different names. And I don't know how many of them there are. But the first part, we're introduced to the two main characters that I mentioned in the blurb. One is it Rooney or is it Cooney? I never remember. I think it's Cooney. Yeah. The first one is Cooney, and he is skipping class with his friend to watch a parade with the new emperor, who is currently touring all of this world, after he's just conquered all of the different parts, and they're watching this play out. And then the other main point of view that we are introduced to is a gentleman called Matter, and it is said in the blurb that these two will come together and fight a battle, a rebellion, to take their land back. Not at that point yet, so it hasn't really like heated up so much in that regard, but in the first part there is like an assassination attempt on the new emperor. And then in the second part, we jump 7 years ahead. I like that there is a time jump and that we're not just going to slog through the 7 years to get to the point in the story that the author wants to get to. I'm not sure if there are going to be other time jumps in between. I'm not sure. But I'm interested to see this like start to pick up, if I'm honest. Because currently it's not, and if there's a rebellion, I'd like to say that we're gonna see the fighting or the war. And then the other book that I've actually been picking up in between is Evocation. I'm 70 pages in. I'm finding this quite difficult to read, and I don't think it's the book. I genuinely think it's me. I think it's just a case of I'm finding everything really difficult to kind of get into at the minute, which is why I keep picking up new books. Like even Gemina, which is really intriguing and quite easy to kind of like flip through, because I'm almost 100 pages into this. I don't know if I've updated you on that, because this is like different ways of reading. Usually when I was reading Illuminate, I found this really easy to read and I read it so quickly, but I'm just not really finding anything easy to read at the minute, which is quite sad. Like I said, I think it's a me thing, not the book thing, and I'm not sure why that is, especially because it's, you know, the 26th of the month. I have not finished any of the books that I need to finish this month. I know that we have until July to finish these books, which is actually kind of a godsend, if I'm honest, so I will keep reading these books. And I kind of don't want to pick up anything else. At this point in time, I know I meant to have uploaded an TBR for you this week. Obviously it hasn't happened. We are on Friday. But I didn't really want to film while I've been a bit under the weather, because until today, it's been hit or miss about talking. I did a call yesterday with Lisa to do a load of planning, and the longer I spoke, the kind of huskier my voice went now. And I do love the episodes of Phoebe with her cold from Friends, however I do not want to film like that, so I haven't. I'm not sure what that means for my content at this moment in time. While I'm here, I might as well just check the good old content schedule that I have got planned, because then we can see where we're meant to be at. I think next week, because next week is 2 days left of April, and then the 1st of May is on Wednesday. I think that means I'm meant to be having a wrap-up go live for you guys next week, which obviously currently is 3 books, which is fine, do not get me wrong. 3 books is still great in a month, but I do not think that I'm going to be where I want to be. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a TBR either for the month of May. There are no readathons that I want to take part in. And being as behind as I currently am, yeah, the 2nd is meant to be my wrap up. So maybe I'll keep that in and I just won't have a May TBR. And I'm not gonna do a TBR, I'm just gonna mood read for the month. Maybe I'll film an MBR, maybe I'll film a wrap up. I don't know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna see. Yeah. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna go from there. I think yeah, like I said, if I'm gonna film any TBR video, it's gonna be an MBR video and just be some books that I could pick up that I wouldn't mind picking up recently, that makes no sense, that I wouldn't mind picking up, you know, as they go, as I go, as we go, whatever the phrasing is for that. But I want to finish these books because I am actually invested in all of them. I just haven't been reading. Maybe it's also because I've been at home. I thought maybe being at home, I wasn't off from work because I haven't been off sick. I've been working from home because no one wanted to catch my germs. I thought maybe because I wasn't commuting as much, maybe I'd have the want to read more, and I don't think that's happened either. I think it's been a case of, because I've been at home surrounded by books, I've just kind of been a bit overwhelmed with what to read. Not sure. But I know that my main focuses are these 2, and I really need to read The Silver Blood Promise as well, because I have a review copy of that on my Kindle, and that has officially come out now, or it comes out on the 5th of May, maybe in the UK. Maybe it's just an American release I've seen so far. So I want to read that because I want to review it for you guys, and obviously it's probably going to be a good one. And I want to review this because it's very kindly sent to me by Angry Robot, and I am so grateful. And I also want to finish this because it's been confirmed that I've got an arc of The Last Shield, which is the new Cameron Johnson book, coming in the mail next week, hopefully. And I want to drop everything to read that, and I think that feeling, I think that's the feeling I need to play into a little bit, in the case of if I'm excited about something, I need to pick it up then and there to read it, because the whole, well, I need to wait for a TBR is not working for me right now, and that's fine. Maybe we'll come back and do TBRs later on. But I have a feeling that for June as well, I'm going to make an MBR, because June is Clear Your Shit 4.5. So I do want to take part in that, and I do want to, you know, do stuff for it. However, I want to possibly do that more of a, here is the prompt, I could pick up these books, we'll see what I pick up in the vlog, you know? I've babbled for 10 minutes. But yeah, that is the update for the reading. I am driving to Jack's gig, but I can't imagine I'm going to be in the car for very long, so I'm not sure if I'm going to listen to music or whether I'm going to listen to my audiobook. But I will definitely be finishing the audiobook next week when I drive to work and back. So in May, I will definitely finish the Ember Blade. The rest of them I do not know. So maybe after this clip I will involve... Maybe after this clip I'll include some clips from the gig tonight if I manage to film anything of Jack. Not sure. Then we are going to another gig for him to play in tomorrow, but he has got like 4 hours of rehearsal time, which I'm not sitting through. So I think I'm going to go with him, save driving down in 2 cars and paying for 2 lots of parking, because parking in Worcester is sometimes a little bit ridiculous, I have to be honest, and for the amount of time we'll be in Worcester it'll be very ridiculous. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm still going to go down with Jack so that we don't have to pay for 2 cars. I'm going to take a book. Now which book I'm going to take I have no idea, or I might just take my Kindle because I'm going to take my bag. Actually yeah, I might just take my Kindle and I don't know what's happening to my voice, and my gift cards, and I'm gonna go into Worcester. I'm going to go to Primark because I want some black jeans. I currently don't own any black jeans. And then I'm gonna go into Waterstones and see if there's anything that I want to spend my gift cards on, because I have gift cards. And I think I've got a H&M voucher as well, so I might go into H&M, have a bit of a girly shopping spree by myself. And if none of that strikes any fancy for me, I will find a cafe, because there are a few in Worcester. I will get myself a nice drink. I will sit and I will read for many, many hours, because I just need to. And get some stuff crossed off. Or even just make some headway somewhere in a book, because wouldn't that be great? Yes, it would. But I might just take a tote bag with me, and then I can take a physical book as well. I have no returns though, so that's good. But yeah, that's literally the long and short of it. I'm looking forward to tonight, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We'll see what comes of both days, and I will maybe give you some musical clips. Maybe I'll talk to you tomorrow, I'm not sure if I will though. And then on Sunday, Jack has planned a surprise and I've got no idea what we are doing, so we'll see. It's going to be exciting. But yeah, I'm going to shut up now, carry on watching The Big Bang Theory while I finish my work day, and then go and put some makeup on and, I don't know, try and look presentable, I suppose. See you later. Hello everyone, and happy Monday. Just like that, I am back in the same jumper I've been wearing all week, because like I did say, this is my sickness jumper. I still do not sound great. I still sound pretty bunged up. But I need to go into work tomorrow, so I need to put on my big girl pants and I need to be fine. I look a little bit worse for wear today, I think, but it's besides the point. I'm here to wrap up this vlog because I need to. Oh gosh, I've just edited it up until this point and I have spent the whole week sat here. So maybe next week, as in the next vlog, I'll try and make an active effort to film in other locations that are not sat at my desk, because I won't be working from home for the whole week this week. I am going into the office 3 days this week. But that does mean that I have more audiobook time. So, wrapping up where we got to. Did we manage to finish our books? No, we did not. Started this week, blood marked, 22 pages. Haven't read anything since I felt the urge to read it. Evocation. I swear I say this wrong every time. I have read more of this week. I am now on page 70. It's starting to pick up. We're now seeing the 3 characters interact with each other more. We're wondering if it's going to carry on. So, you know, there's that. I'm pretty sure I have read more of Illuminae this week. Not Illuminae. This is Gemina this week. I'm on page 96, so I'm not far off 100 pages. Still haven't finished it. And then the 2 books that I did not touch at all that are in this pile, because I have another pile next to me. The Ember Blade and the Bone Ships, because I'm listening to this audibly. I think I will finish this week though, as in my next weekly reading vlog, because like I said, I'm going back to work. So I've got about 3 hours of this left. I'm hoping to finish it then. And yeah, we're gonna enjoy that. This, I just have had no urge to want to pick that up because that's pretty typical. And then there is Grace of Kings, and I am on page 50. I haven't read this all weekend. I haven't actually read, I don't think, since I last spoke to you on Friday. I didn't manage to read my audiobook. I didn't manage to do very much at all, actually, on that day. But I have been to a couple of gigs. I now have knocked over my pile of books, which aren't very well stacked, I will say. Anyways, they're just balanced on a pillow, which is prime book stacking location. So let's give you an overview of the weekend. So Friday, as I said in the last clip, I went to a gig for Jack. We got home about 1:30 in the morning. No, did we get home at 1:30? I don't think we got home at 1:30. I think we went to bed at 1:30. And even saying that time is making me sleepy. Then Saturday I went into Worcester while Jack was practicing. I didn't actually do much. I did go to Primark. I didn't find any jeans. I found new pyjamas though, and I found new socks. So they were selling Pokemon socks, which have my favourite Pokemon on, which, if you care, is a Jigglypuff. I feel like they're very underrated Pokemon. So I bought those. I also bought some SpongeBob SquarePants socks, which I'm currently wearing on my feet, which you can't really see. But they say like the character, and then on the back of them they have like their little faces. So either SpongeBob, Squidward, I don't think I'm saying that right, and Patrick, which is quite cool. So I bought them. I bought myself a meal deal. I ate it in Jack's van, and I started The Silver Blood Promise by James Logan, which is the arc that has actually already come out because I saw it in Waterstones. I don't know if that's out early. I'm not too sure on the release date as I'm currently sat here, but I saw it in the shops and I thought, oh, I could buy this, and then went, no, Chels, save your money. You have the arc on your ebook. Just start reading it there. So that's what I did. I started reading that. I think I'm about 10% of the way into it. It's quite interesting. There's not really a lot happening at the minute. Our main character is going on a quest to find out what some words mean after his father was murdered and he wrote them in his own blood. So he's been set a task, which I quite enjoy. And then watched Jack at his gig. Went really well. Both gigs went really well. He did amazingly, as he always does. And then yesterday we went to Hay on Wye, which is my favourite place to go. It's like my Disney, I swear. In the UK, if I could go to Disney, I would also go to Disney. But it is a book town in Wales where there's like over 20 bookshops. There were loads of new things there that I haven't seen. I haven't been since like 2019, I think was the last time we went. And we went with friends. We went with Jack's friend from work and his girlfriend had never been either. So it was really, really cool. And I was kind of like wandering around, kind of showing them Hay, because I've been there quite a few times now actually. And I bought some books, because of course I did. But before I show you that, I am going to mention that I haven't got any clips to show you here, but if you do want to see a mini vlog, check out my Instagram, because it should have already gone live. I probably will upload it at some point to this channel too, but if you want to see it now, go check it out. It was a very, very good time. Now, the books that I bought are not what I usually buy. As many of you know, I am a big fantasy and sci-fi reader. I have so many of them on my shelves. I don't have any of this author currently on show on my shelves. However, she is my favourite contemporary literature, contemporary fiction, whatever, author. And that is this person here. This is Jodi Picoult. I'm pretty sure I've always been saying it wrong. I've always said Picoult, but it's Picoult, I think. And I bought 3 of her newest books because I have not bought a Jodi book in a very, very long time. And I kind of saw them all there in this one particular shop and I was like, oh, do you know what? I could go for them. So the first one I got was The Book of Two Ways This one, I'm gonna read you the back of them because I don't really know a lot going into them. Every life has pivotal moments, choices that send you down one path or another. What if you had a chance to change the decisions you've made? Dawn helps prepare people for a good death, but when she finds herself in mortal danger, the life that flashes before her eyes is not the one she shares in Boston with her beloved husband and daughter, but the life she left behind in Egypt 15 years ago, a career in archaeology and a man she loved. Safe again, Dawn finds herself faced with an unexpected decision: to go back home to a world she knows, or to try to recapture the world she lost. But is there a cost to turning back time? So that's the first one, and I really liked this cover as well, I have to be honest. I do cover buy quite often. Then I think this is her most recent one, and she's teamed up with someone on this. Yeah, this paperback was published in 23, so this is the newest one. So this is Mad Honey, which she also wrote with Jennifer Finney Bolan. Again, love this cover. The body of an 18-year-old girl is found at the bottom of the stairs in her family home. Only two people know the truth behind what happened. One of them is dead, the other is your son. Dun dun dun. And I read, this is the first one that I picked up, and the first part is literally the, I'm guessing the main character, Olivia, who must be the parent, saying about how she wished she originally wanted a girl, and she ended up having a boy. That was many years ago, obviously. But yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a go. I don't know whose perspective it's written from, but that is what I always love about these books. And then the third and final one is A Spark of Light. Some of these feel really small. Maybe it's because I've been reading fantasy for so long recently, but these books just feel really small. I just love how much research she puts into topics. But this one says, a lone gunman takes the woman and doctors at a controversial abortion clinic hostage. Nobody has ended up there by choice. Oh, it's been marked in my bag. It's the problem with these papery covers, I have to be honest. Nobody has ended up there by choice. As the tense negotiation for their release unfolds, hour by crucial hour, back in time through the day that brought the hostages and their captor to this moment, every certainty is questioned, every judgment thrown into sharp relief, because matters of life and death look very different when you or the ones you love are staring down the barrel of a gun. Powerful, thought-provoking, and deeply involving, Jodi Picoult's new novel is told in reverse, propelling the reader through intertwining characters and uncovering motives in this unflinching exploration of what makes a life. I think the last book I read from this author was Small Great Things, and that was a very long time ago, if I'm honest. But I own so many of these books in their original covers as well because I love them so much. She's just the author that... I can hear my washing machine finishing. She is just the author that, if I actually want a real life experienced book, it's this author, because my favourite one that she's ever written is probably a tie between 19 Minutes, which is following a few students from a school during a school shooting, and it's like the 19 minutes that shooting happens, and also it's like the after effects of is it taking place in a court as well? I think a lot of this author's books take place in courtrooms. And then the other one is House Rules, where we follow our main character who is autistic, and his tutor is found dead, and because he was the last one to see her alive, he is basically arrested for her death, and it's his trial, and they make changes to the courtroom as well for him to make it more accessible. Like there's a quiet room for when he gets too overwhelmed and stuff. So it was a really interesting read. I really like her books. I feel like they're really well researched, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading all three of those. Again, not my usual picks, but you know what, it's been a while since I've read one of her books, and I felt the urge to, so I bought the three newer ones that they had there, because I didn't like the new covers either, got to be honest. Anyways, I'm talking too much. This vlog is so long. I hope you are still here. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a like, it supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below of your favourite place to go and buy new books. If you want to leave me an emoji, leave me any sparkle emojis to let me know that you've made it this far. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload new videos. I try to upload twice a week. I haven't been doing that because I haven't been very well. Hopefully I'll be back on my game this week, if not next week. So be sure to ring the bell and that so you get notified every single time I upload new videos, so you can see more bookish content from me. But otherwise, that is everything for today's video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.